Hmm. Market up. Hey, what's up, Rob? Yeah, I think it could be a buy crypto dip actually. At least, yeah, especially altcoins. I just glanced at the market. XLM looks really good if it can bounce back, if it can bounce up. Wasn't expecting to see that. Expecting it to falter a little bit, but looks like it's not doing that. So market up this morning, 0.35%, a little unexpected. If you look at the past couple of days on the futures here, very bullish closes, super bullish closes. So although volume's been drifting away and still drying up, um, this is an index. It's going to behave differently than a traditional stock would. It can float up higher on lower volume for a long time. So maybe not the maybe not a major bear signal. Morning, Ethan.
Morning, Dad.
Yeah.
Can you help me with my lunch?
What do you need? Okay, I gotta do it after my stream here. I just started. What do you need help with?
Sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it when I'm done here. Okay.
But it's an hour, isn't it?
About a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'll do it before you have to leave. Okay. You want to close the door, please? Nothing can make up its mind right now. Well, welcome to the markets, Rob. Most of the time, it can't make up its mind. Most of the time, it can't make up its mind. Sometimes it does okay. Most of the time, it's pretty undecided. It's an odd headline on IBD. Air Force eyes these surprising possibilities for dropping bombs. Like what? How's that even a thing? Oh, they use cargo planes to drop bombs. There you go. Hmm. Hey, good morning, Eli. So market, yeah, I was just talking about that a second ago, Eli. Look at these bullish closes in the Nasdaq. We had a bunch of bullish closes. Volume's a little bit low. Yesterday's volume was elevated, and then today we're kind of moving up yet again. So interesting situation. Kind of wondering here what's moving us higher. See what the big picture has to say in terms of distribution days. Don't think we've added any. Last time we checked, we were low on distribution days. Yeah, two on the Nasdaq and the S&P. So pretty low on distribution days. Market doing okay. Um, Out of crypto yesterday. Yeah, I think it's just a pullback. Yeah, when you think about the faith in the future should always move us higher, especially in the markets. So, um, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but we'll see how it. We'll see what happens. But I mean, we are moving. I mean, we are moving higher. It's hard to argue that we have higher lows throughout. Um, let's check out the S&P 500 as we're within definite striking distance of the high right there. We'll see what happens. We broke out of this structure here, and the S&P itself hasn't looked back. Much better volume on the S&P than the NASDAQ. See, it's been above average. There's that breakout day. It's been below average here and above average on the S&P 500, especially the past couple of days. So, not too bad. Definitely a little better on the S&P than the NASDAQ. Let's see what's not working today. Overstock, UGAZ down 3%. How's this pullback shaping up? Not bad. You can find a bottoming area here on NAS potentially. Or could turn into a minor head and shoulders pattern. Snap taking a break this morning after yesterday. Trying to break out of this low area. Actually, the past 2 days. Starbucks here. Still consolidating that drop. We'll see which direction this breaks. And GLD still in the mix. Still above the... Kind of came back and filled the gap yesterday, it looked like. I guess it filled the gap over here too. So kind of a non-event. Maybe double bottom yesterday. Big spike down there. We'll see how that one plays out. All right, UWT leading the way today. So oil bouncing back a little bit after 2 selling days. Maintaining some of that gap right there. Twilio. Winnebago coming back beautifully. INS, JD looking pretty good right here, actually. You've got a fairly clear pivot point right there. I gave it a little bit of gap on the left there due to this whole flurry of closes at the top. I don't think that's... Not quite a flat base. I guess it could be a very wide cup and handle. But that could get popping. You have the look of an ascending triangle over here on the right side. Volume really drying up on the weekly over here. Past couple of weeks. Been very, very weak right there. So JD could start to pop. That could be a good one. So keep an eye on that one. Match.com. Can't arrow lower. Oh, there we go. So Momo also have an alert there. ESNT, this guy, remember this big double bottom, looks like it's formed a base on base pattern. Up about 10%, able to form another base. This one loosely defined as a flat base, about 16-ish percent. 15 is the kind of the cutoff, so that's not too far away. So a base on base pattern here, pretty bullish for ESNT. So a couple things setting up. We talked yesterday about how a lot of stocks appear to be in the middle of bases or starting bases right now, which is why the leaders aren't doing anything and the market's not really stagnant, but unwilling to really rally a tremendous amount. It's done pretty good the past couple of weeks, and we're seeing a few of these things set up. AMD still hasn't broken down, so that's positive. Twitter, in a larger... This is a deep basing structure, though, 45%. Pretty deep basing structure, but if you take into account this being a bear market, it didn't do it a lot of favors actually. Didn't drop that much. Didn't go underneath the prior low, which this started. This got down to the low right when the bear market began. Remember, we started dropping at about the beginning of October. This is October 8th is the low, so it rallied during part of it. So I'm not sure if that's a genuine cup. But it could be semantics. Could just be a breakout nonetheless. As Twitter still underneath its IPO high, if I'm not mistaken. Or IPO, which is over here somewhere. So maybe right around it. You can see that white candle right at the beginning. That's right when they IPO'd. So trying to break this very long-term trend. That could lead on to a much more bullish thing. We saw yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I got Twitter up here on a tab. All the EPS ratings are just off the charts. Their sales is fairly anemic at 18% sales percent change for the last quarter. Only 10% 3-year sales growth rate. But if that can increase a little bit, this thing may have a really good move. But I mean, it's growing a lot. Oh, they have it Twitter on another article this morning. Let's take a look. Fastest growing company screen. Yeah, Twitter's on there with crazy numbers. 63%, 829% EPS change last quarter. So that's going to be obviously probably a one-time event or something like that, but still 63 is pretty good for EPS percent growth for the past 3 years. That's really good. Other ones that lead this list, yeah, this is pretty good. If you guys want to check this out, I'll post a link here to chat. If you guys want to look at that link. So stocks with the highest EPS percentage growth for 3 years, FIVN. In a little pullback situation, coming back to the 50-week or the 200-day, being able to ride it up the entire time. Not the worst place to maybe take a position in FIVN. Little high off the line though. INMD in mode. I don't know much about this thing. It looks like it's a recent IPO. And kind of really, I guess this was your IPO base. This is a new one. IntegraMed. Let's look into that one for a minute. 99 relative strength rating, 99 composite rating. Israel-based company provides medical technologies that focus on well-being and life-changing results. Wow. So they do everything. That's great. Number one in their industry group of medical systems equipment group. Group rank is 30 out of 197, which is good. 109% EPS change last quarter. 381 3-year EPS growth rate. 104 EPS estimate percent for the current quarter. 55 sales for the last quarter. And 3-year sales growth rate is 109. ROE is 71%. Pre-tax, this is really good. 2.7 up down volume. This thing is crazy. Not a base in sight though. But this is crazy good. All right, that's a good one to add to the list. PAGS with 176% 3-year EPS growth rate. That guy, you see, had a kind of a decline for a year or so, bouncing up and then forming a base up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week base so far. 18% down, so it still has a little bit of room to go. Ring Central, looking like a lot of stocks these days. Miss anything? Yeah, kind of something. I posted an article there to Investors Business Daily. They have a new stock, INMD, which has really, really good numbers. So, and a pretty good stock chart. I'll show it to you real quick. INMD, excellent three-digit EPS growth rate, which is spectacular. Very few companies do that, and those tend to do very well. So this one, since it IPO'd here, 4 days down, then boom, big gap up on earnings, and then it's off to the races after that. A small rest here for about a week, and then further upside action. So no real base to buy off of up here, but definitely something to keep an eye on for sure. PAGS, and then Ring, and we were at AJRD, excuse me. AJRD, don't know about this one either, but pretty good chart pattern. Looks like it's fairly well extended at this stage of the game. EPRT, looks like it's recently broken out from a base of sorts, up about 4%. Looks like it's still within potential buy range. A flat base at 12% deep. And EPRT, 135% 3-year growth rate. 29% EPS change growth last quarter. Composite ranking 84. Relative strength 95. So, pretty good. InMode's much better. 3 years on both of them. That one goes from 135 to 29. KL, one we're familiar with here. This a gold stock that been on fire this entire year. Court, Concept Therapeutics, 124% 3-year EPS growth rate, 25% EPS change last quarter. Looks like it may be trying to form a turnaround. Hard to give it a very definitive trend line. I guess that would have to be the trend line. Kind of a declining wedge situation. Just starting to break out. That one could be interesting. Let's look at them. CORT. 97 composite, 84 relative strength rating. Develops drugs to treat psychiatric and metabolic disorders associated with a steroid hormone cortisol. So they do one thing. Can't find what I'm looking for. Market cap, $2 billion. Corcept Therapeutics. So number 2 in the biomed biotech group after Celgene. Wow, that puts it in some decent company. 25% EPS change last quarter. Last 3 quarters of EPS growth rate only 18%, which accounts for its long drawdown here. Last quarter percent earnings surprise is 38%. Earnings estimates are down, unfortunately. 3 years EPS growth rate, 124, which is why it's on the list. Sales percent last quarter is 16%, not very good. 3-year sales growth rate, 70%. Pre-tax margin, 46%. That can give you a lot of wiggle room. ROE is 46% as well. $1.5 billion market cap. 0 quarters of increased fund ownership. Tired this morning, guys. But the chart is definitely indicating a potential reversal here. And let's add this to the list. Maybe it has a nice earnings, good earnings. They mentioned new markets, new increased sales with a new pipeline or something. Who the hell knows? But overall, this nice large pattern, 132. I want to add this to my other watch list, which could be long-term turnarounds. This could be a long-term turnaround play as well. LSCC. Man, what a breakout from the $8, $9 level on the weekly chart, up at 20 bucks. Pretty good. This guy looks like it's trying to break out of a base. 1, 2, 3. They say it's got to be a down week, but I don't know. That's a pretty big week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then an attempted breakout. over here, not great. Twitter's on this list. That's how we got here, was Twitter, actually. Restoration Hardware, which just had a big move up above a declining trend line there out of a longer term, kind of a wider double bottom base. That would be your buy point. And 10% up is a little bit elevated to get into Restoration Hardware. It's actually too deep for a double bottom base, but at least looks like it. PFPT, Proof Point. This is new to me, and I like it. That's a beautiful little, put that on the list, Proof Point. So 98 3 years EPS growth rate, 64%. So it's at least fairly consistent. Better than these ones that go 197% and then 2% in the previous year. 88 relative strength, 97 composite. So nice. Provides a suite of on-demand security as a service software enabling organizations to protect and archive data. Heard of these guys, Eli? Proofpoint? Yeah, go away. Number one in their industry group of software security. Number one in the software security group right here, guys. That's pretty impressive. Number two in the group is NICE. Number three is Cyber, then Symantec, then Palo Alto Networks. So leading some pretty good, nicely well-known names there. NICE is number two, and that's done really well. We know Cyber, obviously. This one pulling in right now. Symantec, which is not done very well. Palo Alto Networks. So, Proofpoint. Proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, there you go, Proofpoint. While the rest of the sector is kind of taking a dump. If it gets good again, maybe this guy will kind of lead the way for us. So I like the. We'll give it an opportunity. 64% last. 64% EPS change last quarter. 38% last 3 quarters EPS growth rate. It's pretty good. Sales are 25% last quarter. Over 3 years, 37%. Pre-tax margin 11%. Not very good. ROE of 20%. That's decent. No change in funds owning stock. Here we go. Here's an article. Cybersecurity stock Proofpoint nears buy point on cloud email shift. Let's take a read on Proofpoint. Shares have formed their third cup with handle in over 14 months. Buy point out of the latest cup and handle at 128.98. Relative strength rating is 89 out of a possible 99. Proofpoint is stock of the day as of yesterday. Yesterday, actually, was the stock of the day. Has outperformed peers in the IBD software security group, those whose rankings have dropped recently. Sunnyvale, California. Proofpoint specializes in email and data loss protection. Our research indicates customers will continue to retire legacy on-premise email protection solutions and move to the cloud. An analyst said to clients, as they do, exposure levels invariably rise. A significant runway remains for Proofpoint to grow as cloud email security adoption rises. Has an entry point of 128.98. Relative strength of 89, which is good. That's a bullish signal. Has outperformed 89% of all other stocks. The best stocks tend to have an 80% or an 80 or better relative strength rating. Proofpoint stock reasons to be cautious. In his recent report to clients, says Proofpoint seems to be a forgotten cloud player. It's quietly putting up strong numbers with 25% revenue growth guidance, dominating a critical segment of the market. So that's the reason to be cautious. It has been forgotten. Computer's Software Security Group ranks 121 out of 191 industry group ranks. Not very good. It was number 10 8 weeks ago. Proofpoint Sports and Accumulation Distribution rating of A+, which is good. There are reasons to be cautious. The cybersecurity firm has met resistance near the 130 price level before. Proofpoint partners with CrowdStrike. Sorry, slapped the microphone holder there. Formed a cup with handle chart in July 2018 through February. The depth had a 41%. Bases with depths of 40% often make it difficult for a stock to meaningfully advance from buy points. Proofpoint recently announced a partnership with CrowdStrike. The two cybersecurity firms will integrate products. CrowdStrike's IPO raised some money. Software detects malware on laptops, mobile phones, and other devices that access corporate networks. Proofpoint acquired Wombat Security from Carnegie Mellon University, and they do phishing scams. That has nothing to do with Proofpoint. So, some bullish / bearish news for Proofpoint there. Pretty good. Able to hold up higher while the rest of its peers have been falling. I don't think that's too bad. And the fact that it's been able to hold nicely the past little bit here could maybe bode well for it going forward. We'll see. It's got to get over the buy point though. PFPT, where are we there? KKR. Breaking out into new highs today. Like today. You suck. There we go. You suck a little bit less. Okay, so KKR breaking out of a cup and handle here. How deep is this? 36%. Slightly deep, but not out of the realm of possibility. 33 is the preferred length. There's a nice handle right there. So we're about 4% up. NASDAQ 0.32%, so holding up higher here this morning. Not falling back yet. Let's take a look at KKR as it's basically hitting a buy point right now. How's the volume looking? A little light. 97 composite rating, 88 relative strength rating. Provides global alternative asset management and capital markets transaction services to institutional. And no, there's nothing after institutional. I got way too many stock checkup things on my screen. Maybe that was one of them. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, KKR. I'm going to start at the bottom. 4 quarters of increasing fund ownership. 1.2 up down volume. Debt to equity is super high, 258%. Pre-tax margin, 94% for KKR. What the hell do they do? Capital management. So one guy sitting in his basement is KKR. 94% annual pre-tax margin. That's insane. Talk about a lot of runway to do some stuff. That's crazy. 21% sales last quarter. That's really good. 3 years EPS growth rate 81. EPS change last quarter negative 25%. Not quite sure why it's rallying, but I don't know how you have a 94% pre-tax margin. Makes no sense to me. That's crazy. So breaking out, get it if you want it. Doesn't look like it broke out on enough volume. Slightly about 10% above average volume. 40% is truly needed to define a well-formed breakout. Not getting that one on KKR. I'll keep moving on here. Bison. Kind of a low pattern right there. 4 to 67 is a good run over a few years. Equix, new highs, been in new highs, remaining in new highs, will continue to be in new highs. No buy point in sight though. Double bottom base, you can clearly see in the smack dab middle of that weekly chart. ServiceNow, everybody knows about ServiceNow. My pool guy knows about ServiceNow. Pool guy likes ServiceNow. Diode. Pretty choppy up there, kind of a Twin Peaks situation going on. Lots of volume on those tops, it looks like, from a loose view of the charts. I guess diodes are doing pretty good for people. Paycom. Big drops the other day, last week, cutting through the 50-day. That is a sell signal, so you got to wait for the next base to form. This has been moving for a significant amount of time, 12 in 2014 to 259. So, yeah, let me know when that's going to happen again. Russia is public, and here's Russia. Actually, chart pattern not looking horrible. 65% 3 years growth rate, 20% last year, 97, 93. 97 is pretty good. 77 relative strength rating. Of course, it's obviously been in a multi-year downtrend. This could be one of those longer-term turnarounds. Operates 100 rush truck centers in 22 states offering transportation, construction, and commercial vehicles. I thought Russia was a country. So they own Rush Truck Centers. I don't think they have one in Arizona, at least not that I've seen around. Of course, I don't hang out in the commercial truck space. What's up, Bugs? Number 4 in the industry group of retail, wholesale, automotive with CarMax. Actually, Rush. There's a Rush A and a Rush B for 2 different types of stocks. Rush B is ranked number 2. Rush A is ranked number 4. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So, take a look at Russia. 20% EPS. A lot of red on the sales side, mostly red actually. Okay, Russia's okay, not great. CZZ, that's a new one. And it looks like it's had better days. It's kind of been in a low and slow uptrend. Those are kind of can be hard to deal with sometimes. Looks like a double bottom base rallied. Okay, that actually hit 27%, so that actually worked out. And then not sure if that's a base at all. That would be a flat base. So a little choppier here recently for CZZ. And then Twitter, which got us into this list in the first place. Twitter with a much better, much more well-defined pattern. It is really big. It's a really is a deep pattern at 40, 44, 46%. One of those. But doing pretty good there. Doing pretty good. And then we got Twitter, BLDR. BLDR with a couple of bases here this year. Got one base right there, working on its second base and trying to break out from its second base. Volume not elevated enough for a breakout, but it does appear to have a lot of support here. It's plenty of green up here, although if you look at it, there's some distribution candles, at least 1 or 2 of them that I can see with my one good eye. 3. I gotta get my eyes checked. So looking pretty good. Trying to break out. I'm not too mad at this stock, even though it's a little bit light on volume. Builder looking pretty good on the weekly perspective. You've got attempt to go back to recent highs here at 20, 22, 25, 22, 23, excuse me. FMC. Looks like it broke out earlier this year from a bigger base. Been a little stagnant up there. It's okay though. Light. Here's another one with a nice long base. I like that. That's going on over a year, about a year and a half for LITE. What does this do? Lumentum. I'm assuming has something to do with lights. Provides optical communication photonics products for manufacturing inspection. Oh, so they do stuff. 88 relative strength, 95 composite rating. I kind of like it. Acacia Communications number 1, VIEV number 3, Lights number 2, Sienna number 4, Finizar number 5, and very good company, well-known leaders. EPS -3 and -5, so not very good right there. 4 consecutive years of annual EPS growth, and the 3 years EPS growth rate is 56, which is why it's on the list. 34% sales percent change, 20% pre-tax, 25 ROE, both good. 0 quarters of increasing fund ownership, 1.2 up down volume, which is pretty good. Not bad. Things need to improve a little bit, obviously. It's been in a base for a long time, so maybe it's just been in a tough spot. If it can improve its EPS numbers, which are at -3, and then -5 for the last 3 quarters, so it's definitely in a confirmed downtrend in terms of EPS, but if it can get above that 62, it looks like people are trying to buy it, supporting it. Maybe it could go on for another leg, going from 14 to almost 75. Pretty good for light over the course of 2.5 years, it looks like. Not bad at all. Maybe a repeat, go from 60 to 100? Maybe? Yeah, what's up?
The lentils are like slimy.
We're going to do lentils for lunch?
No. I just went in the fridge and then they were like slimy.
Oh, are they out in the fridge? Or you mean in the bag they're slimy? Yeah, it's okay for right now. When you heat them up, the slime kind of melts away. All right, so light not too bad. Let's add this to the actionable list. And then we'll see if we can remember what light is when it starts to pop. All right, only a few left on this one. LPLA. Advisors to the advisors to the advisors. And right back up to highs, so not bad for LPLA. I'm not interested in dumping that one. CHDN. This one already rocketing out of, I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful move. I mean, coming out of some, what looks like nothing garbage to just a great uptrend. Kind of bored you to death there with profits going all the way back to 2011 from 17 up to 102, now up at 124. That one's pretty nice. Little high to get involved though. ATKR. This one also broken out of a multi-year base at the 2750 up at 32. Little extended. Good volumes though. Volume able to pop nicely. Take a look at ATKR. Atcore International manufactures electrical mechanical products for the non-residential construction and industrial markets. They could have just said commercial and industrial instead of non-residential. It's an odd disqualifier. 97 composite rating, 97 EPS rating, 94 RS rating. Yes.
Can I
Take
play,
Why don't you go around the block on your scooter real quick?
And then I can?
Yeah, then you can. You want to go down by the school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go that way. Just watch out for cars. Lots of cars out. Got shoes on, right? Get shoes on. All right. So, number 4 in the building construction products group, Top Build, Griffin, and American Woodwork, which not too familiar with any of those. 21% EPS change last quarter. Sales are negative 1%. 3-year sales growth rate's 9%. That's not very good. ROE is 62. That's excellent. Debt to equity is massive. It's 719% for Atcor. Where's the article? Well, if you look at the MJ stocks, it's probably a valid article. Look at the MJ ETF. It's just, it didn't bounce at all. Look at my support line. It became a resistance line. So, I don't know if they're off kilter on that one. Not every article is you can't counter trade every article. Some articles actually try to give you valid information. Kind of hard to decipher what's what, but ooh, challenging my manhood, Eli. I think that's in the trading rules. That's in the trading rules. Wait for breakouts, buy 52-week highs, don't be a puss. I think that's right there with them. Now I have to. All right, let's go all in on MJ. Fine. What the hell? Okay. Sorry, you guys got to see this. That is hilarious. That's the perfect video. His head cocks in the right way. He looks down at you, the big old bug eyes. That's funny. That's so good. That's hilarious. Chucky Pug Doll. That's great. Fun stuff. All right, what else we got? We were on CHDN, or no, ATKR, I think we were on, right? And then CRMT, America's Car-Mart is what this is called. This is called America's Car-Mart. And then MTZ, we've seen this one around. Maztec broke out, longer term play, boom, breakout. See why I love these patterns? See why I love them? Bam, you get a big old long ass base and then just huge move. So, need a better back testing strategy for these though. See which ones work, which ones don't. All right, guys, that was a very long list to go through, but we made it. Found some good ones, added a few good ones to the list. We'll see if we're able to keep some of them on the list. Looks like let's go through what's working today. Ouya, yesterday, getting above our little breakout point right there. Late yesterday on very good volume, and volume continuing today. You could argue that is definitely a buy point right there. That's pretty good volume. On the daily, looks like we're kind of heavy. A 50% volume increase over average volume yesterday is good for a breakout. Nice continuation today. A lot of volume came in late yesterday. Look at all that yummy volume. All of those candles have greatly elevated volume over the rest of the day. So, Ouya could be a nice turnaround play here, Eli. Got a nice W base. Looks like it is a double bottom. And that's your breakout point. Yep, that's a valid double bottom base, and you're at a breakout point right now. So market fairly bullish, up 0.4%. You could argue this stock easily buyable right here. So 20% breakout would put you right there at about the 31.5 level. So that one's not too bad. That one's not too bad at all. Twilio, maybe a reversal if you like to buy reversals. Looks like decent, actually good volume this morning. JD, we mentioned this one earlier. Looks like that one's about to go into a potential buy point. UWT, nice little bounce today. This is that oil play. I'm not sure if I'm not really messing with oil right here, to be honest with you. I may remove that unless you guys really want to keep an eye on it. You got Winnebago able to bounce back really nice and quickly. INS, ESNT, ZTO. Now it gets going. Look at that. Wait for the breakout from 20. You're a little patient. Now you got a nice run on your hands from yesterday and today. So didn't participate in the breakout from ZTO, but we were watching it for a long time, and then there it goes. Give these things a little bit of room, and sometimes you'll be rewarded. Roku bouncing off the 50-day line. So high volume into the 50-day like this is not a bad thing. That was put very clear to me. It's high volume through the 50-day line that you got. So these candles here aren't necessarily worrisome. This could technically be a buy point for Roku. The hell are you doing? Oh, it's probably my neighbor. She's getting all kinds of shit done. Anyway, so that could potentially be a buy point for Roku. Very strong stock. Able to bounce off the 50-day here today. INS, ESNT, ZTO, already gone. Light, a new one. Take-Two Interactive. Tilra. Momo. Tilra able to come all the way back down. That's not very encouraging. AMD, stagnant. Kiwi. Man, look at that MDCO. That's beautiful. That is just nice. Look how flat this thing has been. If it closes this week right there, you're getting a beautiful 3 weeks tight. You can almost argue even if it breaks out, you're looking at a 3 weeks tight. So if you take a measured move from this thing, I mean it's big. And there's really no selling in this base. Not really. 67, that's a huge measured move. Absolutely massive measured move on MDCO. Yeah, that's 26%. That's crazy. So MDCO not bad at all. That's, whoops. MDCO looks really good in this flag. See if it's able to break out. Let me throw an alert up here. Not that I ever get these alerts. I throw these on here and I never see them. I'm away from my desk. They alert once. It's quite annoying. They got to have a text option or something. And I think that JD breakout could be really nice. It's been up there for a while. All right, Starbucks maybe trying to make a turnaround with the market getting a little more bullish here. But still a break of the 50-day. It's got to get back above the 50-day to get interesting again. PFPT, Sand, Lope. Twitter looking good. Constellation Brands tightening up very nicely out of one of these longer plays here for Constellation Brands. Let's look at let's see their fundamentals for a second. They have earnings coming up. 10-3. So a few weeks. Ranked number 5 in the alcoholic beverages group. 0% EPS change last quarter. -9 EPS change current quarter. So not good EPS numbers. Sales only 2% change. That's not very good. So numbers suck. Maybe that'll improve his stuff. 0 funds of increasing fund ownership. Oh, shoot. 722. I got to get out of here, guys. I got to get out of here. 722. I don't think my youngest kid is up yet. I don't think my wife's up yet. All right, guys. I'm going to run. I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.